Hey guys, Brad Gilmore here. Want to give a big shout out to our title sponsor, Walker Texas Lawyer. If you or a loved one have been injured in an accident, whether that be a car, truck, motorcycle accident, or some kind of other issue, hit up Walker Texas Lawyer at 713-552-1117 or walkertexaslawyer.com.
Oh, Brad, what have you done now?
Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The legendary Mr. Christopher Lloyd. Christopher, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. Great introduction.
Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
Kelly Ripa.
Brad, thank you for having me.
Comedy.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
Chris Tucker is in the building. Chris Tucker, good morning to you.
Hey, Brad, and good morning to you. How are you?
George Lopez joins us right now. George, how are you doing, sir?
Good morning.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What looking to talk, give me funny, lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Chloe Bailey joins us. I appreciate the time.
Appreciate you.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
Brad Gilmore! Michael, thank you so much for taking the time. Congratulations on the movie. I had a real fun time with it.
Thanks, Brad. Good to meet you.
You as well. And look, I really did love the movie. I've always wanted to ask the director this, who did a biopic, especially on a musician, because we're so familiar with their stories as, you know, in the public conscious. Do you find that as a storyteller, there's any constraints on you because you have to really tell us the story of this person's life and be true to it?
I think, there are obviously narrative constraints, but where your focus is where you get your freedom. So rather than focusing on the person in front of the camera or standing on the stage in front of 125,000 people, to me, the more interesting story is peeking behind the curtain and seeing the person that you don't get to see as the public. You know, the person and his relationships with his family, his relationship with his loved ones. You know, those things, I think, are also the things that are way more relatable because, you know, to be fair, I don't know what it's like standing in front of 125,000 people screaming my name, but I do know what it's like, you know, wanting my dad's approval or, you know, my relationship with my nan.
Now, also, when you have a musician that's, you know, the subject of the story, you have this great body of work that they've put out there already where you listen to the songs and really understand, I don't know, more about them from their own actual words. Did you, prior to like pre-production, go through a lot of his catalog and listen through songs to try to figure out, okay, you know what? I could put this here, this would be a good song to tell this part of the story? Or how did that all come about?
It's exactly what you just said. Basically, we had the narrative, and then in every song moment, we would look at his entire catalog of music and say, which of these songs enhances this moment? Narratively, emotionally, what is telling the right beat here? So he's just left Take That, he's spiraling out of control, Come Undone. Because this is watching someone literally coming undone. And so you're looking for the lyrics to do what musicals do best, which is give you an idea of what's going on internally.
And for me, you know, we've seen so many great stories like this, of this ilk told before, but this one obviously with a different spin on it. When did the idea and what was the origin of Robbie being played by the chimpanzee, and why did Jono, during his audition, feel like the right person to capture the physicality of the performance?
Two great questions. I mean, the portraying him as a monkey was trying to find a way into the story that was a little more personal to Rob. So rather than how we see Robbie Williams, what interested me was how Robbie sees himself. And also, you know, there are times in the interview process that we did over the course of a year and a half, where Rob would say, I was just dragged up on stage to perform like a monkey, or, at the moment you become famous, you stop evolving. And there was enough things between evolution, how he sees himself as a performing monkey, that I thought this is a really great way of depicting him. And then as far as Jono was just extraordinary, and you have to look at it forgetting about the monkey. You have to look at it from just a pure performance point of view and say, is this someone who can capture what it is to be Robbie Williams? Which is a very difficult thing, because it's not just in the spoken word. It is having that presence of someone who can walk into the room and have everyone turn their head. That sort of charisma. And Jono fortunately exudes it. So we were very lucky to get him to portray Robbie.
Was there like a moment on, I don't know if it was first day of shooting, first week of shooting, where Jono's doing the performance, in the motion capture suit, where you saw it and you go, you know what? This is absolutely the right way to tell the story. Because I'm sure there's some trepidation, because it is a big swing to make Robbie, his character, a chimpanzee, a monkey. It's a big swing, but there had to be that one moment where you're like, this is going to work.
So the two moments for me, one was the previs, which is the rough animation that we do to block out the sequences. Even in the plastic bad version, a little monkey standing in a scene, we did Feel and we did My Way, those two musical numbers. And when we blocked those out, I was like, I'm getting emotional watching this, and it's crude and plasticky and looks terrible. And so I was like, once it's all shot and finished, it's going to really land. Because they're sort of the bookend numbers, right? The first and last musical number. But to your point, the moment for me was day one. Jono was performing on stage. And it was actually the one time where Rob had performed on the same stage, My Way, with Steve Pemberton, who plays Peter, Rob's dad. And then Jono came up and performed it as well. And seeing them both performing in the same moment on the same stage, I was like, this is 100% the right guy to be playing Robbie.
Well, you know what? It was the right guy. It was the right vision. Beautifully casted, beautifully acted. I love the film. So congratulations again. I really appreciate you taking some time.
Likewise. Thanks so much.
Have a good one, Mike.
Yeah, take care.